E.T. phone home.
I'm just having some brewski beers at my Mojo Dojo Casa house.
Wendy, I'm home.
There's no place like home.
I'm home!
Hello and welcome to the House of Cinema podcast. I am your host, Joe Aragon. With me today, as always, Claira Curtis and Sydney Volpe. And in the house today, episode 285, Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
Oh.
Lee Cronin's The Mummy. We have to know it's Lee Cronin because they put his name before it. What other movies have put their names before a movie? Do we know?
There are places to see, yeah.
Zack Snyder's
Justice League.
Guy Ritchie's Covenant.
Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. There's a couple. They're out there. They're out there.
Yeah, there's more.
I guess this one makes a little bit more sense because it feels like, and this is based purely off my anecdotal experience of seeing like the Blumhouse social media posts, that they are, I think, seriously concerned people will be going to this movie thinking Brendan Fraser's in this film, and that it's a continuation of the 90s Mummy action thrillers. And so because of that, throwing Lee Cronin in front of it is probably helping sway those potential miswatches.
Well, it's interesting because it is, so many people are saying, like, they're saying that, like, I, like, know who Lee Cronin is. Like, it's not like it's, like, James Cameron's Titanic. It really is just because
it's my bud, Lee Cronin.
Yeah.
I did it.
Everyone saw Evil Dead Rise and remembers who that is.
This happened to my friend Lee Cronin.
Well, I looked it up because I was curious if they mentioned the reasoning, and it was entirely the studio's idea.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
And like
with
Lee
that.
Cronin apparently kind of pushed back on it at first and was like, no, like let's not do that. But it sounds like, honestly, in a way, it was like the studio trying to do like a good faith presentation of like, we believe fully in this director, because they gave him like full control of this supposedly, and then they're also putting his name in front of it. So I'm like, that's nice. Like, they believe in him.
Yeah, I was going to say, typically or historically, when they throw the director's name before it, it's somebody that's more of a household name. Not to say Lee Cronin can't be a household name, but I would say pre-Evil Dead Rise, even post-Evil Dead Rise, I don't know if you could ask the common person, yeah, you big fan of Lee Cronin, if they would know who Lee Cronin was.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, all directors start somewhere.
This is true.
That's so true.
You guys Lee Cronin fans?
Yeah, I think so overall, actually. I have to think about it sometimes because I go back and forth. But like, for the most part, I enjoy his work. Like, I think he has a cool like shtick he does, which is neat.
I
Sid,
do
Lee
like
Cronin?
his shtick. He obviously puts a lot of split diopter shots in his movies, which we'll talk about, and I do enjoy to a certain extent. But I think I like his I think he has above average filmmaking instincts in like the horror genre right now. Like when you go to a Lee Cronin film, you know you're going to see some like fun trademarks, and I think that he has. I don't know. He's just like, he kind of understands the genre and like how to make things scary and brutal. But I haven't liked either of these last two movies as much as I wanted to. There's something about him that just isn't, that I just don't, it just doesn't live up to what I'm hoping. Yeah, it just doesn't click.
Did you like The Hole in the Ground?
2019's
I
The
haven't
Hole
seen
in the
that.
Ground.
Oh,
Haven't seen
okay.
it.
That's like that's a very different movie than either of these two. It's much more quiet and restrained, which is interesting.
Interesting.
It's okay. I don't hate The Hole in the Ground. I don't love it. I liked Evil Dead Rise more than I think you did back in 2023, but I also wasn't running away with it thinking like this is the best movie of horror movie of 2023, or I wasn't in that camp either. But I did like what I saw on screen and was excited for whatever Lee Cronin was going to work on next. I will say, walked into The Mummy fairly, like, I was optimistic. I had high expectations for the Lee Cronin, Mummy the version of he was going to take on. Evil Dead Burn, Evil Dead Wrath, by the way, not directed by Lee Cronin.
Mm-mm.
Do you think his next movie will be called Lee Cronin, whatever it's going to be?
No, I think with how much everyone's, everyone's
experiment's
dogging
over?
on him so much about
Imagine
it. I'm
every
sure
movie
he'll,
he does. Like one director should do that. Just put their name in front of everything.
Lee Cronin's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Wonka too.
I feel bad for him.
Yeah, it's really kind of funny. Evil Dead Burn is being directed by the director who did Infested, Sebastian Vanisek. That sounds interesting. I never saw Infested, though. Did anyone see that movie?
I didn't.
It's about spiders?
Either.
It is
But
about
it had
spiders.
good reviews, I remember. Yeah.
Evil Dead Wrath is planned for 2028. No one attached to direct, from what I understand here.
Just get Sam Raimi on that thing.
I don't know if Sam Raimi wants to get on that thing.
Yeah, he probably doesn't.
He just did Send Help, which we love and adore. Seems like he's just kind of moved on from it. Maybe he'll go back. Who knows?
Yeah.
I do kind of echo that sentiment, though, that like there is something about Lee Cronin's, at least Evil Dead Rise, because that's going to be the most, I guess, that's the comparison that makes the most sense for this movie, at least. While I like the physicality of his work and like the violence and the gore, he seems to have a trademark in that sense. There is something that doesn't click with me. I don't know if it's exactly his fault or it's like a script issue, because he's not writing these movies.
Yeah, he is.
Oh yeah,
he wrote
is.
this one?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
he was
bro,
the
never
sole
mind.
writer on this film. That's what
Actually,
I'm saying. Claira
he's
saying
writing,
that.
He's writing on all these.
Wait,
movies.
he did Rise as well?
Yeah. And The
Oh,
Hole in the
never
Ground.
mind.
That's what I'm
Cronin,
saying.
buddy.
He has a
It-
very specific.
it's the writing.
It is
you.
definitely the writing. That's why
Uh-oh.
Clara's saying like the studio kind of gave him full artistic control over this. I'm like, oh, like
You can tell.
that's not a great look for Lee Cronin, because
Wow.
I know I was wondering, I was like, how on earth is this movie 2 hours and 15 minutes long? And I tweeted about the runtime, and someone commented on my tweet saying like, actually, like that's a normal length for a movie. Like what? And people are like, what, your attention span isn't long enough that you can like watch a 2 hour and 15-minute movie. I'm like, no, I just have a strong feeling that Lee Cronin's The Mummy shouldn't be 2 hours and 15 minutes long. And sure enough, in my opinion, the movie should not have been this long. And I was shocked.
No.
I was like, not that it's a good thing when this happens, but I was shocked the studio didn't cut it down. And so that explains a lot, I guess.
Evil Dead Rise, 97 minutes, by the way.
Oh yeah, and that's
cool
such a
90.
nice little mean.
Clean 97.
Yeah. That is, I'm
Get
like,
through it pretty quickly.
if you condense this movie to just like a real like mean 90 minutes, I think the reception would be a lot better than it is.
Yeah.
Ooh, we're starting to dive into the issues that we have.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
think that you're kind of tapping something I agree with. Like, there are two storylines in this movie that it kind of continuously pivots to throughout the
Spoilers.
film. Spoiler alert for The Mummy. Lee Cronin's The Mummy, by the way. I almost call it Evil Dead, which at this point,
Be
Lee
careful.
Cronin's
I mean,
Evil Mummy.
if we're
Evil
being
Dead
honest,
Mummy.
this movie is essentially like an Evil Dead film.
Yeah.
It's less of a Mummy film and more of an Evil Dead film. And I don't think that's a crazy thing to say.
No.
But the two storyline structure, I don't know if it works, if we're being completely honest. I think one of them works.
I think one of them works too.
I think actually both could work.
Yeah.
But I think having your cake and eat it too is what's really stifling and keeping this movie from being anything more than great or good. Settling from mostly average. We'll get to it in a second. Let's talk Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Rotten Tomatoes, there's no consensus yet. We're recording this a bit early.
Yeah,
But I
we're
do
recording this
have
on Friday.
I do have percentages at least. Do you guys want to give a guess?
For both?
For both, yes.
Okay.
Both
Ooh,
have been generated. What do we
I haven't
think here?
seen this.
What happened to Katie? Is that the tagline?
Your daughter was
It
found
is.
in a 3,000-year-old sarcophagus.
I'm
Your
trying
daughter
not
is
to
a
get ahead of
mummy.
myself right now.
Your daughter
I
is
really,
the mummy.
really don't want to get ahead of myself. But one of the things I wrote down in my notes is that I'm usually really good at suspending my disbelief. You know, we preach a lot in this podcast. Go in, suspend some disbelief. It's a movie. Don't CinemaSins it.
Right.
Don't
Yeah.
do that. I had
But you're
the
doing that.
hardest time doing that in this movie.
I have a couple things that I wrote down.
Is it because they go, your daughter was in a sarcophagus, and the parents go, that's none of my business?
Okay.
Why would you tell me that?
That's a part of it. But like the lack of questions from any character about anything.
Yeah.
There's so many. It breaks immersion for me in this movie.
But Joe,
Yeah.
they're a family unable to communicate their grief.
when they take her home, like, wait, they're just gonna take her home?
I know. I did keep thinking, I'm like, get a live-in nurse. Where's the
Where's
nurse?
like the daily checkups from a therapist?
She can take care of her daughter on her own. Thank you very much.
They talk to one doctor in a different country who goes, it'd be good if she went home. And they go, that's it.
She's
We're
literally
doing
having
it.
like violent attacks where she's like headbutting grandma, and they're like, "Come say hi to your sister, sweetie."
Yeah, like literally like, oh, that's fine. No big deal at all.
And I think the movie
Wow.
tries to answer some of those questions. Like, they send her home, and then at home they try to cut her nails.
Yeah.
And I think the grandma at that point goes like, "Oh, they did a bad pedicure job at the hospital."
Yeah.
Part of me was like, "Well, they probably should have cut your nails at the hospital."
Yeah.
Or I thought they were trying to imply. This is me just trying to rationalize what's happening.
Okay.
Maybe I'm completely misreading it or just giving this movie more grace than it deserves. But I thought they were trying to imply like the doctor kind of knew what was going on, and so he wanted to send her home.
Oh no, I don't think that was what was
No.
going on.
Yeah, I know. It's a
I don't
reach.
think it was
Yeah.
that
I'm just
deep.
trying to give,
I think it's just they heard one medical opinion and said we have to put her in her bedroom.
In my brain, I'm like, wow, they put her on a flight. Like, she was
I
on
know.
a plane.
I'm like, well, and then it's not a good, again, spoilers for the movie, but then at the very end when they take him back to Egypt and he's bad too, I'm like, how did he get on a plane?
In the sarcophagus, of course.
Okay. But
Okay.
like, I haven't, again, I know if you love the
Yes,
movie and happy.
Oh
suspend
god,
your
great
disbelief.
vibes. with this one.
Ooh, we're gonna have fun today.
Okay, I will say some people
Wait.
are
We
liking
have to
this
guess
movie.
numbers.
We're guessing numbers. Some people are enjoying the film.
Yes,
Yeah,
Some
they are.
critics we greatly respect.
Yes, that's
Oh,
very true.
That's awesome.
I will say critic score is like a 68.
Okay.
Audience score 74.
Okay.
Clara,
Damn, I was gonna go around there too.
you can do that.
You can
I'll go
price this right, me.
critics. Critics, I'll go 66.
Okay.
Audience, I'll go 78.
Oh, okay.
Critic score with 90 reviews.
Oh,
Not
I
reviews.
remember saying 90%.
No,
There's no way.
90 reviews. And we know this embargo lifted the day before.
Day before.
Which is
Never a
never
good
a good sign.
Bad.
Not always a telltale sign, but historically speaking, if the
Typically.
embargo's lifting the day before, someone isn't believing in the movie enough to get the embargo lifted.
Yeah.
51%.
Oh, that's worse than I was
Oh.
expecting.
Half of the
obviously.
critics are like, yeah, this is a no-go for me, bud.
Okay.
Audience score 78 on the button
Okay.
for Clara.
Wow,
Nice job.
nice, Clara.
Sick.
So a little bit more of a positive, more forgiving score for the audiences,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty typical in a situation like this.
Oh no. What?
Well, I'm just laughing because we're talking about like the lack of or suspension of disbelief and my immersion breaking. And I thought of the other moment I laughed really hard was when the officer from Egypt flew all the way to America to show him the VHS tape.
That is very
I
funny.
had that thought too.
Because like I worked in data archival, it's really easy to transfer a cassette onto like an MP4 file and email it.
So
Yeah, she
that
was
the
like
other
really
thing.
part of this. She was like,
Yeah.
willing to risk her life for this family.
Well, yeah, they did a good job. I thought they did a decent job, kind of framing the guilt that she felt
Yeah, I like
when
that.
Katie first disappeared, and kind of how like her superior officer unfairly was accusing the family, and I think she felt the guilt behind that. I think
And
that was
like,
decent.
And the conversation of like, oh, I've found 57 missing people, but only one of them is alive.
Yeah.
Like that's a
So
really
that kind of worked for me in the sense of why she got involved.
Yeah.
I also very quickly, what year is this movie taking place in? Does
Wow,
anybody
what
know?
a question.
But do we? There are iPhones.
They have
So the only
phones.
indication I remember of like a smartphone is they answer the phone from Egypt via Bluetooth in the car. Remember they
Oh, that's
like,
right.
hey, we're calling from Cairo, and he picks up when at the pizza place. and he has to like get out of the car.
Yeah, and the son has a phone. Like he's showing them a smartphone at the dinner table, and he's like, "I want to go on this school trip."
Yes,
I'd
okay.
say like modern day, like
Yeah,
present
it's
day.
contemporary.
Okay. But the daughter has a poster of Babe in her room.
But that's because she's a baby.
You know, maybe they had the
Okay.
That was a crazy Babe poster drop. Like it was like that was
I
in
lo-
the frame.
I did.
It was
I
a foreground.
like, oh, babe.
That's why I was like, oh, is it like
I'm glad you remembered
1998
that,
right
yeah.
now or something?
No,
No.
Oh,
But
come
that's
on.
true. That is
My-
true. Like watching it and liking it is one thing, but having a poster of Babe, you just have to wonder like where did it come from?
But like I think like my baby cousin when they were really young, they were obsessed with pigs. And
I
they
mean, sure.
like it would have made perfect sense for them to have Babe up on the wall even though they're younger.
I think for the sake of continuity in the movie, it would have made more
Sure.
sense if it was
That's
like
fair.
a Paw
Like
Patrol
Bluey.
Paw
poster
Patrol.
or something,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
she's just a cool kid. They're showing her old classics.
Pig in the city.
And then a part of me, as I'm watching, is like, oh, they're doing this like mummification ritual.
Yeah.
And like during the ritual, they're like, take out the camera, record this
That
right
is,
now.
well, I do think that was a little like she clearly seemed like proud of the ritual. So I sort of understood why she was like recording it almost for the memory. But it is a little contrived and convenient
Yeah.
that they're
Well-
like, let's make sure there's proof of this.
Well, but she also says like we're recording this so like future generations can see
Oh,
the
does she?
process. Yeah, she says that in the tape.
Which
I
doesn't
forgot.
make sense though, because they've made it clear that generations have done it before without recording it.
Yeah, but I mean, I
That's
think it's
true.
just the advancement of
Just write
tech.
it down,
Like, I think
maybe.
she's probably low key the first one who thought, "Hey, we should probably have this in more than like verbal or
Sure.
written
It's,
form."
at this point, like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm not too. It just makes me kind of laugh, like,
No, yeah.
in the moment, like, hey, take out the camera, record this right
I
now.
know, it is
But I
kinda
also
like,
just don't
oh.
understand, like, why she needs to show the family this. Like, why not just tell them, like, your daughter went through this really horrific process?
Well, I would want to see it.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't, especially in
Interesting.
that exact moment where like they're dealing with all their kids being possessed at this point in the movie.
well, but they clearly don't realize that.
That's
for
the thing
some
is that I'm
reason.
like it so frequently uses the fact that the house is like old and rickety to be creepy, but then they're watching this tape and the kids like banging everything with a steel baseball bat and they're like ooh like they
No, the
can't
kids-
hear that.
railing his face into the bedpost.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they're just
they
like,
do.
la di da.
You hear that?
They do
And also your
know.
daughter is doing all this and you didn't at least set up like a baby monitor or something.
I think they do know because before they go downstairs, they're like all sitting in like the hallway.
Yeah.
And he's against the door, and Katie's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And doesn't she just start floating and like landing on the ground? And then
Yeah.
he's like, "Well, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go
He
check
just
this
stares
videotape
at
real
her.
quick."
Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. It's like there's just the perpetual denial, which obviously is part of the whole thing. It's
Yeah.
like this is a family embroiled in it, but it is bizarre. Like the little girl fucking put her dead grandma's teeth in her mouth, and they're all just like, "Oh, we gotta go. We're packing our
She's taking
suitcases."
this really hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Yeah, there are.
I don't
mean,
think
like,
it comes through well at all.
No.
that's where I have a bit of a problem. And like I like when Lee Cronin leans into the physicality of his violence because that's what he's really good at. You know, with the toe clipping of the nails and I kind of like when she put the grandma's teeth in her mouth. I thought it was a bit like it's a bit much.
The look of it is cool.
The look looks really
It's
cool.
it's the response afterwards that's like, come on,
Yeah.
we could be doing
it's
more here.
it's a bit much. I'm also very just confused. The movie does a very bad job defining exactly what's happening with Katie. Like she is possessed by this evil spirit, but I'm very confused as to like the extent of what she's able to do versus what she can't do, because there's no indication that like inner Katie, the real Katie, is like struggling to take control of her body.
Well,
I
except for the
thought there
Morse
was with
code
the Morse
moment.
code.
That's the only moment.
Right. I know. And then it's like he doesn't even try to do that again. Like, I think there's like a really powerful story there of like a father trying to reach his daughter. If
Yes,
it's like, Katie, I know
exactly.
you're in there, come out, like do Morse code, do more Morse code for me, whatever. But it's
Yeah.
like this one scene and it's like a cool bit that it does. But I mean, if your daughter is communicating with you, you would every single day trying to be speaking to her again.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought that scene was really great because it does start to like give you a clue about what's happening.
Yeah.
But then it seems like the evil spirit is in power most of the time. It can control. I don't know what she can or can't control.
Yeah, I think it is that thing of like it takes a while for her to like get into gear because they're sedating her, but then it's very clear they stop sedating her, and so then it like is becoming more powerful, I guess. But it is, I agree, it is inconsistent. It's hard to really grasp the scope of it.
She has that moment too where she's like, I'm very uncomfortable in your daughter's body, which I actually think was kind of creepy when she said that, but it is like, it's kind of inhibited by the body that it's in. But I do think you can sort of feel, I don't want to say he's forcing it to be an Evil Dead movie, but you know, he literally has the mummy have deadites that it's controlling, just like an Evil Dead film, and it is kind of unclear what the mummy is capable of. And it was kind of a bummer for me once it makes that shift to her being able to do that, because I really liked the horror of your daughter coming back from something really traumatic happening to her and like not recognizing her or being able to communicate. Like, it's the domestic horror of it all that I think is most effective. And then it just turns into this like silly, crazy movie that's like so many other things that we've seen, you know,
and that he's done before,
that he has done. Yeah,
because
exactly.
that is like his thing, which I think works in various degrees of like, he brings in some paranormal monster as a way to explore how a family can like fall apart in the midst of trauma. And it's like, it works better. And like The Hole in the Ground, I think thematically is probably the most coherent attempt at that. But I also think Evil Dead Rise is more fun, and then The Mummy is just kind of here as a half-baked version of it.
Yeah, that's a really good point to make. I think that the domestic horror of it all would have worked. Like I mentioned earlier, there are two storylines here.
Yeah.
We have the family story, and we have the Egyptian police officer doing the investigation story. And we're kind of pivoting and jumping between both those stories. And I think one movie on either of those works a lot better than a movie on both of them. And I think the domestic horror aspect or storyline in this movie, I like it at times, but it also feels so much like an afterthought. There's a moment, I think like 3/4 of the way in the movie, as like a lot of shit has already happened, where Jack Raynor's character, the dad, has kind of this confrontation with his wife, and he says like, you just blame me for what happened to Katie, and you've been holding it against me this whole time. And I'm like, oh, you have been? Because I wouldn't have known, because we're not getting really any insight on your dynamic at all. And they use that line. It's kind of a throwaway line, but it shouldn't be a throwaway line. Like, that should be like the core of like the tension between them, and a tension with Katie as well. But it's not really treated that way.
Good point.
Yeah, and it's a bummer, because I think that thought is what could have really helped tie the two storylines together more, because like, in theory, that seed is planted when the first detective kind of presents the idea of like, it's usually the father. So it's interesting that they kind of abandon that and then just bring it back randomly, because that could have been the running tension point for the couple, is like, this detective said that and it's stuck with the wife this whole time, and she hasn't been able to let it go.
Right. And even the fact that the detective has this urge to bring her back, because when you have that role, like, you also feel responsible for people not being found. Like, they both sort of carry that burden. But yeah, that moment, I was like, okay, like, super cool. But it also, like, it presents as though they had never talked about that or confronted that over 8 years.
Yes, that's why it's really bothersome.
Yeah, the characters just don't feel like lived in at all. It's just like trope after trope after trope that we've seen this movie so many times. And everything feels like it pops up in one scene, but isn't like thoughtfully woven through the whole film as something that the movie is like about. It doesn't really feel like the movie is ultimately getting at anything or has anything to say. It's just kind of sticking tropes to like prop it up.
I agree, and I feel that especially with the ending, which like takes a weird pivot into like a sudden. I hate the ending of like it turning into this like proud like revenge moment at the very end, where they decided to transfer the mummy into the woman who kidnapped Katie in the first place. I'm just like, this is such a bizarre moment. It's supposed to be like victorious. It doesn't feel that way. And then I'm left thinking like, okay, so now they've dumped this demonic presence back into Egypt, and they're just going to go back to America, and no one's going to deal with it.
Yeah, I really don't like the ending of this movie. I think it's like completely antithetical to what the movie was trying to say for the first 2 hours of the film. Fade to black, I thought it was going to be, okay, this makes sense. Jack Rayner is the dad. He's accepted that he kind of feels his guilt, and the way to relieve that guilt is by taking the demon out of Katie. And that's how he's going to kind of end his life. And I was like, okay, that's sweet. It kind of brings the, half-assed themes in this movie full circle a little bit. But then the pivot to, oh, hey, I'm going to come over there now with my husband and we're going to transfer him to the original person.
Yeah.
I mean, are we supposed to be like standing up and clapping at that point? Like, I don't know I don't know what the intention is there behind that at all. Sid?
Yeah, I agree with you. It felt really weird. I mean, even when I wasn't expecting them to like transfer it into what's his name? Jack Rayner, the dad's body.
Charlie.
But then Charlie. And then when they're like, I'm like, okay, I like that. I think that's interesting, but it is important what you do with that ultimately. And it does kind of feel weird to just be like, wow, this woman was so evil and horrible, and now we're going to like punish her. Instead of, I was like, I guess the thing was, I was like, oh, it sounds like they're setting up a sequel where they try to free the dad. That's what I thought. I was like, oh, is there a sequel where they're like, okay, how do we undo this, and how do we just kill the spirit so we can save our dad? But now they just put it into this other lady, which is kind of like everyone's calling this movie really like mean. And I like when horror movies are mean, but I didn't like feel that this movie really felt like it was like mean. I kind of just thought that was kind of like a silly way to end the film.
Yeah.
Are we thinking it's mean? Do you think it's mean, Clara?
Honestly, no. If anything, I feel like it's more like they read on paper what could be considered mean in a movie and like, well, I want to do that. And they're trying to like replicate without any visual aid, which is weird because Evil Dead Rise is mean.
It does feel really mean, yeah.
It's a very mean movie in a way that's really effective. So it's weird watching this and to see so many of the, like those similar attempts and none of them are landing effectively. Do you think it's mean?
Oh, yeah.
I will say this. When I saw the movie, it was for like a special event at AMC called Halfway to Halloween. And Lee Cronin, James Wan, and Jason Blum are sitting around a table talking about their upcoming slate of horror movies. And it ends with Lee Cronin saying, like, I hope you enjoy my movie. I really wanted to make people feel uncomfortable, and I wanted people to kind of like get grossed out but have fun. And he says, if you hate cheese graters because of Evil Dead Rise, hopefully you hate toenail clippers after this movie.
Yeah. You can tell that that's like the cheese grater moment. Yeah.
Yes. And that was exactly what I thought after he said that. I was like, oh, he probably recognized the kind of reaction the cheese grater got
like
out of Evil Dead Rise and thought, now I need to kind of do that again and Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the substitute is like, we're going to have this moment. And like, I will admit when the toenail clipper part happens, I was like, whoa, shocked at first. Like I was not expecting the skin to get like ripped off.
So high up.
So high up, you know?
Yeah.
So it was like shocking at first.
Yeah.
But in the moment, it's just like a lot of the images in the moments we're getting that are like visceral and scary and nasty. None of it really feels earned.
No.
It feels very weightless. It feels kind of, at a certain degree, even a bit silly at times. Like even when she puts her grandma's teeth in her mouth, I'm like, okay, this is kind of like a cool image, but like there's not a lot of weight behind it. And I'm not really feeling a lot because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are moments like, you know, when the grandma like got up on the table and is like, ooh, Charlie, do you want to like feast on me? There's a lot of Evil Dead 2013 in this film.
Oh yeah.
The moment where the grandma's rosary kind of like snakes up her body
her
is
thigh.
so
Yeah.
looks like the like vines and stuff, which is taken originally from Evil Dead 2 or even the original Evil Dead. I don't remember.
I think
maybe
it's
both.
two. Maybe it is both.
Yeah,
actually.
maybe both
think it's
because they're
both.
so similar.
Yeah.
Man, I thought it was completely sauceless. Like he's trying to do that sort of like fucked up, like psychosexual, like depraved Deadite thing, but it feels like such a force for this film because it feels like he is like, oh, I just need to do that again, but in this movie, and I don't think you can do that. It has to like come from an authentic and like motivated place. You can't just like
no work
slap
is
it
really
on.
put into it, and it's just showing me it, and out of nowhere, it doesn't really do much for me.
Yeah.
I wrote down a quote from David Ehrlich's IndieWire review for the movie because it's such a banger, and I kept thinking it too. He wrote, "Demons have had thousands of years to come up with fun new ways of torturing us, and yet they still can't think of anything more clever than making little girls call their parents and teachers cunts."
It is true.
True.
I am so
Yeah.
sick of child horror movies where it's like the scariest thing is a child swearing or like talking to their sibling and be like, "Come play with me." Like we always do that.
Yeah, every
Yeah.
time.
I my only argument against that is that I think some of my favorite moments in the movie are when we finally get Katie being scary, and we
okay.
finally get those moments where like the inner demon is being a little bit more sadistic.
Okay.
Maybe it is because it just feels more Evil Dead at that point, but she's kind of boring. Like
She's
Katie's kind of
boring.
boring.
It is boring. You don't feel like the personality of the entity that's possessing her. Like if we're gonna do that, I do feel like I want to like have an understanding of like what it is and what it wants. But they just sort of like mention the name in passing one time.
Yeah, it
and
was
it's
like
not investigated. I forget
Nezamariah or
what it
something.
I
is.
know, I don't remember. The
Nazamaria.
But I
destroyer of
expected-
families.
like more of a, if we're gonna do tropes, like I expected more of a little like investigation into like the history of the entity and stuff. But it really was just
Yeah.
about the ritual itself.
I mean, this movie it feels like a child of Evil Dead Rise or Evil Dead, the franchise, and The Exorcist.
Mhm.
And it's kind of pulling from both those worlds. And I don't know if it exactly works for me. I mean, there are times I think it does. I think, hear me out on this, I think this movie would have worked a lot better if Katie would have come home and would have been normal. Or like, obviously injured or, fatigued, exhausted, emaciated, but like could speak and could talk and communicate and then slowly begin to transform into this being. And then at that point, maybe we understand more of like the connection and the dynamics a little bit more and the chemistry a little bit more. But overall, she comes back and so much of the fear is supposed to stem from just like the way she looks, like her, like she like will sit and just stare and like one eye is like closed and one eye is up in the air. And I it's hard for me. And again, this isn't the immersion break for me. It's hard for me to watch because I'm watching and I'm like, man, these parents are just, they don't ask any questions. There's like, you're just sitting there and they're not bothered by you staring like that at all. Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's the downside because I think I disagree. I think I prefer that she is so locked within herself to begin with because it's just different than what we normally get with like possession movies in general. I feel like normally the idea is you get possessed and then the demon pretends everything's fine.
Right.
until
It's like the
it's ready to
purity
eat
of
you.
the child that's like corrupted. Yeah.
And so I like the change there of like her being so like scary to take in from the jump. But I think the downside is the parents' lack of curiosity about what's going on and their denial of how traumatic the event has been because like with Katie's voice gone, they need to be the voice of all this like panic and anxiety and they're just not voicing any of
there,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I had a similar, I think I'm more with you, Claira, in that I liked, it's actually one of the things I like more about the film that I actually really like the design for Katie and how she still looks like herself, but it's like just off enough that it's not quite like, oh, she just is emaciated and wasn't in the sun. She looks wrong. Like there's something really
She's
wrong.
rotting.
But that's my issue.
She's literally rotting.
That's the issue I have though. She
Really?
looks like she's rotting. Why is she at home?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
Hard
the
for me
thing is
to,
that
like-
it's just too much. Like if the family acknowledged it more, like I would think that if you were a parent and your child looked like that, you would be terrified.
Yeah.
You'd be
that would
calling
be
doctors every day.
Yeah,
and, like,
it's still your daughter and you still love her, but
Yeah.
it's not normal. What's
No, I
occurring.
had that thought, especially like after the toenail scene. They've ripped all the skin off her entire up to her
shin.
knee.
Yeah, to her kneecap.
And you're just gonna wrap it in a band-aid and call it
And they're
good.
like,
I'm
"Oh my
like,
God."
I would
Yeah.
be calling 911
Oh, my bad.
immediately. Like that's crazy.
And again,
Yeah.
like I know I shouldn't be looking
know,
at the details that intensely, and like I should just accept it at face value. But because I do like the image of like this rotting. She's like 8 or 9, something like that.
No,
No,
she's like 17.
17.
Oh, because 8 years have passed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I mean, I like the design of it, but I don't know. It's not completely clicking with me.
I mean, I think it's the largest problem is this lacks a true identity in the family. It lacks a true identity in the demon. It lacks a true identity in like even in their location, like being in Albuquerque, I know is like an indication of like the family is like stagnated. They haven't moved on to like exciting opportunities. They just went
He
home
had
to
that
somewhere
job
they didn't
opportunity
In
he
New
didn't
York,
get to
yeah.
exactly.
take. Yeah.
So it's like I can see in that way of like the location is like shackling them more to their inability to communicate. But even there, it's just like, oh, they're in the desert. And that's kind of all you get from their like location. It's all just so empty.
They're very lucky that there's an expert on Egyptian language in Albuquerque, by the way.
That worked out nice.
That
But
worked out
that's
very
funny
nicely.
too, because it's like that didn't even become. Did that even matter?
I know it cracks me up.
Not really.
All he gave him was the name of the spirit.
Yeah,
It
and
didn't
played him the
affect the
tape.
plot at all.
No, I thought that was strange. Like, 'cause I am also a little bit like that professor would probably like follow him home and be like, "Tell me more about where
Yeah.
you found this. Like, this is insane." And
Yeah,
he's
I
just
really
like,
thought that
"Bye."
he was gonna like tell him everything and kind of
Mhm.
confide in this guy because he's the one person who would kind of like believe him about what's going on.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like it does so many tropes, but doesn't do the ones I like wanted it to do.
The more I think about it, the more I feel like it's more of just a bad Exorcist movie.
yeah,
In that, at least in The Exorcist, where we get this really sad, horrific transformation of Reagan.
mm-hmm.
They seek out help. They find help from the Catholic Church, and there's like an investigation, and then they come to try to exorcise
Mhm.
Pazuzu.
Someone
that's
goes
what
out
I
a
know.
window.
Someone
Yeah.
goes out a window. It feels so much like Poor Man's Exorcist.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And I almost think like, are they intentionally avoiding the teacher coming over to the house so it's not more on the nose? Because then at that point it's like, okay, now you're getting an expert in the field. Now it's just The Exorcist.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
then also the cop from Egypt kind of plays that role anyways.
Detective Dahlia,
Right.
She flies from another country as like the expert of what's happening
Mm-hmm.
to help out, and obviously suffers the consequences. She survives even though she was stabbed in the throat by a scorpion.
That's right. Did you see the
Yeah.
actress on the red carpet had makeup done on her throat, like the
Oh, she
character
did?
had?
like a
I thought
big
that was really
wound.
cool.
Yeah, I saw that too. I thought that was really neat.
That was
May
neat.
Kalamaui, innocent. I love her to death.
She's awesome in Moon
She was
Knight.
good.
Great in Moon Knight. Great
okay, she was
in.
Moon Knight.
Anyone watch the show Rami?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I've seen pieces of it. She is good
She's
in that.
great in Rami.
Yeah. She was supposed to be in Gladiator 2 and they cut
Supposed
her,
to be in
which
Gladiator
was a
2,
real big bummer.
and they cut her, unfortunately. I love her. I
Yeah,
want to see her in more things.
Arguably, she's the most interesting character here, which is
I think she sort of
a
is.
good thing and a
yeah.
bad thing.
Well, that's the other side of the coin. In that the second story is like her investigation into this ancient family curse, which in itself could be a movie that I would happily watch. By the way,
and that part I was really vibing with. I read that Cronin said that part of it he was inspired by Seven, so I'm like, that's cool.
Oh,
like,
wow.
That's
Yeah,
really
it does
cool.
feel like this gritty, like detective noir vibe.
yes,
Mhm,
the
for
most
sure.
interested I am in this movie and like leaning forward the most is when she's like at the house.
Yes,
And she's like finding these clues and sees this big tomb and is like trying to figure out what the fuck's going on.
yeah,
That's the most when I'm interested in this movie.
Yeah, it really
too.
feels like Cronin is he was honestly a little scared to like depart from his usual tricks where he feels
Mm.
safe doing it and feels like he's good at it. Cause yeah, it's like if you're inspired, I think that really worked, like taking inspiration from something like Seven and incorporating it, but it wasn't like enough. He still like held really strongly onto what he's done before.
yeah.
Split diopter Sydney. How
Oh,
you feeling?
that's me. I literally, the only notes I took was tallying split diopter shots. I tallied, there were a couple where they were quick and I couldn't quite tell, and there are some where they use them in like multiple shots. I tallied about 19 or 20. We'll have to get the official count once it's out on digital, or if someone like interviews Cronin or the cinematographer. I love split diopter shots. I do think they're a little overused here. It's not quite to the point where it feels like it's like part of the visual language. I think it got to the point where it was more, I don't want to say distracting, but I do think he like diluted the purpose of the shot a little bit. So there are so many that they no longer have a lot of emphasis, you know?
Mm,
I feel the same way.
I agree.
I thought there were some that really worked for me. I think every time he did a split diopter where Katie's on the foreground and someone's in the background, I think the one specifically is like when Katie is downstairs and she's, I don't know,
Right.
munching on something. And in the background is her dad kind of like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Those really work for me. But there are a few other ones where I'm like, oh no, I think we are kind of losing its power because we're kind of maybe doing it too much.
Right.
I agree.
I say that, but then like I watch, a De Palma film. I'm like, oh, keep doing them, King. Because I don't know.
They're so saucy though.
They
They
are
are.
saucy.
They're great. They're
No
really
one was
good.
doing it like him.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. We just kind of went at it.
We just
Yeah,
went in.
We're going in on the movie.
Anything we want to highlight that you liked? I know we kind of spent the last 25 minutes pointing out things that weren't the best or didn't work for us, but was there anything specifically that you kind of vibed with that you liked, Sid? You
I
kind of
do want to
grimacing.
say something because I the more we talk about it, like the less I like it because it's just there's so many holes that you can poke in this film. I do, but again, it's like I do feel like Lee Cronin feels like a competent filmmaker when you're watching like the images he makes and how he like composes a scene and stuff. But the script is just so bad that it doesn't make up for it at all to me. I think what I liked the design for Katie.
Okay.
I don't know.
Any of the scares get you? Like any of the violence?
There
or gore?
there were a couple moments where I was like, whoa, like what, like Jesus Christ, and I'm trying to remember what they are right now. I do think the toenail moment was a shock.
Yeah.
I like that
got
because
me.
you're expecting like the toenail to come off or something.
Yeah.
Also, what was up with the toenail coming out of her mouth?
I think that was just implied she was biting her nails.
No, I think it's the mom cut the other one
And it just went into
shot
her
up
mouth?
into her mouth, and
Oh.
she's not reacting, which is scary because
Oh.
obviously if a
I
toenail
didn't-
goes in your mouth, you're like flinching or trying to
I
spit it
thought
out.
it was
I
like
didn't
a
clock
nail
that. I
from
thought
a-
that her body
Yeah.
just like produced it or something.
I thought she was
No.
taking a tooth out at first. But
Oh no, they saved that for later.
yes, the other,
Like
the other
the
daughter
the
did
other
that.
daughter.
That's right.
Yeah.
What else? I
There's
guess
one
when
scene that got me a little.
What is it?
What is it?
Not even like that bad, but it's the scene where Katie is locked behind the door and she's calling out to her sister Maud,
Maud.
and she's like, "I want to go downstairs and be part of the family.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what it feels like or something." She's like, "Oh, you do?" She's like, "What else do you want?" or something. She's like, "I want to know what these piggies taste like." She,
Oh,
like,
you
licks
didn't
her
like
toes. No, I didn't like that part.
Well, I didn't like the part where she.
But also, I'm like, I can't tell. Like, it's just gross. Just the image is gross. But also, I'm kind of like, okay, this is silly.
That scene kind of creeped me out too, though. When she's like possessing Maud, she's doing that whisper thing, and I was like, "This is like
What
that. Oh,
whisper
what's it called?
thing?
That found footage movie that's really scary." And yes.
Gunji Haunted Asylum.
Yes. It's like
That's
that.
really scary.
Oh,
dude.
when
That-
she was in the car and she was like talking to herself. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Oh, but yeah, that whole time I'm just sort of like, how does this work? Is she like controlling Katie? I guess.
Yeah, man.
What's
and
the
it's
purpose?
see, and that's what's a bummer too. Is like I like the idea of the other siblings being possessed, but again, the parents are so non-reactive. I want them to be like freaking out that they're losing their other two children to something. Like
Right.
I feel like they are.
there's no anxiety, there's no concern for their safety whatsoever, and I find that really bizarre.
Exactly. Like you have Katie at home if you want. I mean, they do like bolt her door shut,
Yeah,
but it is hard not to see it as negligent when it gets as bad at it as it is, and they're not. I mean, it really is the mom who takes way too long to be like, I'm ready to like put her somewhere. Like I don't want her here anymore.
Mhm.
And I get that, but it is literally at the expense of their other children. So I don't really
Yeah.
like empathize with that decision as a parent, I guess.
Or did anything work for you, Clara?
I mean, we've hit a lot of the few things I did. I like the investigation aspect of the movie a lot. I find that all really engaging. I think that there's context too that's interesting of like Cronin, I guess, wrote this like in response to losing his mom. His mom passed away like the last day they were shooting Evil Dead Rise. So she
Oh,
never
wow.
saw that film. Like there was like a lot of like obviously grief attached to him finishing that project. And so this is like his response to that. And I think that's interesting. But again, I think that is maybe part of why this feels so like malformed is because it is maybe too personal of a script now.
Interesting.
It doesn't feel personal to me.
I was
hate,
gonna
I
say
hate to say that. It doesn't feel personal to me.
Something
else
reaction
that-
to that.
I think is interesting when you think of like what the intention of that moment is when Charlie is going through, he wants to figure out the meaning of the word Layla. And so Layla had also gone to the fence, I guess, and talked to Katie. So like the family didn't know who Layla was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he went through all the thank you cards, and the thank you card said like, "You're sweeter than," and it was like the candy wrapper that they knew she was being offered to be groomed. And I'm like, how the fuck did you not clock that before? Which it's simultaneously like, the second that came up, I was like, that is so silly. Like, I guess maybe when you're grieving, you just don't even look at the cards, or you're not like thinking about it. Or maybe you are like, you're in denial and you don't want to like see that sign. But wouldn't the detectives be like, can you please show us everything you're receiving? Like, did she have friends who were the classmates? Like, whatever. I'm just like, how did no one like notice that before?
Yeah.
But I mean, if we want to talk just like basic plot questions, I have tons of just, like, I don't understand.
I don't want to be a stickler, but it is like, there's so many moments.
I don't either.
The moment where they're dragging her wheelchair up the stairs.
Oh my God.
I'm like, dude,
I laughed so hard at this moment.
Pick her up right now.
The doctor literally goes, no abrupt movements, no loud sounds, and they take her
like,
home. The first thing they do is it's like, oh my God.
And then he picks her up and puts her in the bed. So I'm like, no, you can't pick her up.
It's like a 30-second scene too of us watching them go up the stairs on the wheelchair.
Oh my God, it's painful.
It's just like, I don't buy it. Like, I feel like you're trying to make this moment where it's like, oh, look how brutal and uncomfortable it is. And I'm like, it makes no sense in the context of the story.
Yeah.
I also don't, maybe you guys know and I don't understand. Why were they transporting the sarcophagus in the first place on the plane?
So the valley they're located in, where the farm is going to be flooded by, like, I'm guessing the government for like a water reservoir. And so all that land is going to be overtaken with water. And that's too big of a sarcophagus to be underwater, because then they can never go and transfer the spirit.
Okay. I must have missed the flood part.
Which
totally.
Interesting little political tidbit of Egypt that
That's the
comes
thing.
and goes. Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of like political tidbits in the beginning of the movie. Everything that's taking place in Egypt was a lot of like political undertone.
There's that line where they say like, oh yeah, like our history is where like sex trafficking can really thrive because people aren't investigating that clearly, because it's a good like money space. And so it's just like,
a lot of one-liners. I'm like, oh, that would be interesting to explore.
Well, and I think that's the biggest detriment, is that this has to be an American family because this is a Hollywood-made film. And then the disservice to the story is they let the American family go back to America.
Yeah.
Like if they even if they just stayed in Egypt, which I also think is crazy that they're like, our daughter's been kidnapped from Egypt. Let's go home. It's like, why wouldn't you stay in Egypt?
I think it implies they stayed there for a bit and then they went back home. It's been 8 years.
That's true. But it is just like, there's too much of a cultural divide there that clearly shows a lack of like genuine curiosity.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just so uninformed that I'm like, man, is that sarcophagus can get on that plane? Like it was like a small ass plane that fell out of the sky. And that sarcophagus was supposed to weigh like 3,000 pounds or something like that.
Yeah, but that's normal for planes.
For that small of a plane though, it was a tiny ass plane.
It was a pretty small plane, but I mean, planes are designed to carry a lot of weight.
I hope so.
That's true.
They didn't get very far either.
No, which I mean, like, that's fun. Katie crashed a plane.
Yeah, good for her. Good, she wanted out.
She said, "Let me out."
Okay. Anything else we want to shout out? Like or dislikes? I mean, I've gone over everything. I wrote down shockingly derivative. I actually wrote down it was kind of a boring movie.
It was a little, but I think that comes down to the runtime again.
It's just too long.
It's too long. There's only so many scary things Katie can do in her bedroom, and it gets a little old by the end.
It's I wrote down repetitive, tensionless at times. The whole third act, I'm not really feeling like this tension that I think the director wants me to feel. I wrote down suspension.
It's because it doesn't feel real. Like, I think, it doesn't feel like the family is reacting in a real way. It doesn't feel like we understand what it means to their characters.
Performance-wise, I thought the actress who plays Katie did a great job.
Yeah. Oh, what's her? Natalie Grace.
I think all the kids did a good job.
I think all the
actually.
kids did a good
were
job.
really solid.
He's
yeah.
good at getting good performances out of young actors.
I
Yes.
Give him that.
agree.
There we
Same
go.
with
That's a
Evil
great
Dead
shout.
We got something here.
Cool.
I like that one. Yeah.
That's a really good show.
I think the actor who played the son too, a little underrated.
Shiloh
Yeah, I
Molina.
liked him.
Yeah, I liked him, especially as like kind of like the scorned middle child who's not getting the
Right.
attention
Yeah.
that he, deserves. I like that a lot.
I agree, because there is also the really interesting dynamic of like he was like kind of a bratty younger brother, but then he's so protective of Maud as like the
Yeah.
pseudo oldest child all of a sudden, and it's interesting seeing him like grapple with his position in the family once
Yeah.
Katie's back.
There's also a storyline there of him
Yeah.
like kind of trying to investigate his own feelings. Is it his fault that Katie was taken because he broke her doll, which made her upset and went to the garden? Like there's a thread there that they never really want to pull. or
Yeah, she
investigate.
weaponizes
Yeah.
it against him like once
Late in the
and it's
movie,
not
exactly.
reckoned with at all. Otherwise, yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of that in the movie.
Yeah.
Speaking of performances, I thought Jack Rayner was truly bad in this movie.
I don't know how
And,
I feel about Jack Rayner
I'll-
right now.
So I've only seen him in Midsummer, I think.
And Power Ballad.
And Power Ballad.
He's
Who
the
was he
manager,
in?
and he's
He's
the
Nick
manager.
Oh,
Jonas'
that's right.
manager.
That was fun because it's like, oops. That was fun because it's like a light comedic role. I thought
Yeah, he plays
was
like
fun.
the asshole music talent manager.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
And I think like the role he's meant to play here, a lot of people are making comments that I think they find it like endearing that he's so like wide-eyed about everything.
Oh, just
That he's what? Oh no.
truly just going gulp over and
Yeah,
over
the
again.
whole film. And I guess that's sort of like his thing that people like about him, but I did not think that his performance was very good.
I've
He's like a
seen
distraught
him-
father.
Ooh, I've seen him in Midsummer, Power Ballad, and in Flora and Son, which
Okay.
is another John Carney movie.
Who was he
He's
in
also in
Flora
Sing
and
Street.
Son?
He plays
He is in
the.
Sing Street.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's in all the John.
Oh yeah,
all
so
John
I've
Carney
seen
movies.
like everything he's done, I guess.
In Flora and Son, he plays Flora's ex-husband, who she shares custody with her kid with.
Okay.
And he's really good at playing kind of a jerky asshole type.
Yeah,
Like
I think there's
Midsummer,
like
he's pretty
an
good.
airheadedness that maybe not airheadedness, but like a despondence that he's good at doing, but I don't think
Yeah.
that's really part of the character here.
No, I mean he's also
Yeah.
in Free Fire. He's fun in that.
Who's
He's
in
also
Free Fire.
He plays Harry.
Mm.
He's also in Transformers: Age of Extinction.
Yeah, he is.
I
I don't
haven't seen
remember
that
who
one.
he
Oh,
is
I
though.
don't remember that at all.
His name's Shane Dyson.
Okay.
I think he plays like some young idiot kid in that.
Okay. Well, regardless, I think that I needed more from the performance. From a father who has lost his daughter that he feels responsible for, I wanted to feel a lot more from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is he capable of delivering more than what he's delivering?
Right. I don't know. I think maybe he was just miscast.
Yeah, I like that the Evil Dead movies historically have always cast people who are not like mega A-listers. Evil Dead Rise, Evil Dead 2013. Like we have actors who are recognizable to a degree, but we're not talking like Anya Taylor-Joy is on Evil Dead, you know, someone who's like huge. I like that they've always cast people who are like middle of the road actor. I don't know if Rayner is the right one for this movie though.
Yeah. It's fair.
All right. We should move on. You have one last thing?
Well, I was gonna say we should probably also talk about Leia Costa, who plays the mom. What do we think of her?
I thought she was good.
Okay.
I think
she
her
was fine.
character was making poor decisions when it came to the care of Katie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought she was really good, very believable.
I like her.
The performance is good.
Yeah.
You gonna say?
I like her because she's the lead in Victoria, that one shot German heist film.
Oh,
And so
interesting.
it's like all on her. I think she's a really good actor. I think she's good in this. I agree with you.
They
that
don't have a ton to
it's-
work with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
not
there's
lot to
a
do.
lot of underdevelopment for the character that
Yeah.
she doesn't really get to work with. So the range is pretty limited to just being like, I want to help my daughter no matter what. And there's really
Right.
not much beyond that.
I can fix her.
And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I like what she's doing, but the script isn't offering much to do.
Then when she said that, my instinct was like, she doesn't need to be fixed.
I know.
She's
It's
perfect
like
the way she is.
No, that girl needs fixing.
Yeah,
big
she
time.
needed to be fixed.
Did you see her eyeballs? Looking like Quasimodo. That's crazy.
Oh my god.
All right. Any final thoughts before we move on?
I mean, it's just more questions for the story that we'll never get answers to. So it's
Okay.
like we should probably just stop.
Yeah. I mean, as usual, there are a lot of people who did enjoy the film.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will go see this and they will think it's very like brutal and fun and have a fun time watching it. I think for me, it's just so much less than the sum of its parts. It is like there are moments where I like see potential in what Cronin is doing, but it just didn't come together for me.
Yeah.
Same.
I
Yeah,
agree.
it coalesces to a bunch of nothing for me.
Yeah.
I think that it's really well said that there are parts that really work.
Yeah.
And I think people will go and be like, whoa, that was nasty and brutal. And that's cool. Maybe we're desensitized. I don't know.
You know, that's the thing too, is like in part I can recognize part of the problem is I've seen so many specifically like possession movies.
I was going to say there's a movie coming out in May that is pseudo possession
Oh.
that I think is so much better than this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Say the name of it.
The movie's called Obsession.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Obsession.
And I
Obsession
think
is great.
that movie, if you feel like you weren't getting much out of this and you wanted more, Obsession comes out in May, and I think that really hits all the nerves. I think you may want out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some really great things in that movie.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what
I
I
love
will
that movie.
say about Lee Cronin's The Mummy? It did not lean really heavily on big, loud jump scares.
It didn't.
It did not.
I appreciate
that.
Yeah.
I agree.
That was
I
nice.
was expecting a few of those moments, and they weren't there.
Yeah, the only
Yeah.
one is after the grandma comes out the window and then that coyote jumps up on the door and is like,
Oh,
"Rah."
yeah.
But even
yeah.
that's not really that big of
Oh,
a jump
yeah.
scare.
Yeah, I think there were a couple like in the mirror, and they turn around, Katie standing behind her, or something like that. But like overall, or in the beginning when like they're looking inside the sarcophagus to see if the mummy's awake.
Oh yeah, there's that one.
That's
That's
right.
like, you
she
have to do
turns,
that.
she's
And, like-
no, he's still sleeping.
Yeah, when she first headbutts the grandma, but it's not quite as bad as like some of the stuff.
No,
we
Yeah,
see
for
he's
nowadays.
not
sure.
overusing like cliche music cues,
Yeah.
to
Right,
kind of get in your
exactly.
face, and so that was.
Yeah.
I think I appreciate that.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good shout.
Final letterbox score, Sid.
I was gonna do a 2.5. Now I'm like, do I really feel like it's a 2? I do not have a lot good to say about this film, but I'll say I'll still say a 2.5 for now.
Okay, Clara.
I gave it a 2. I'm set at a 2.
I'm the same boat as Sid. I gave it a
Oh.
2.5 originally, and then our conversation today, I'm
I'm
like,
like, oh, no.
maybe it's more of a 2.
This has been enlightening.
I'll stick with 2.5.
Okay.
There are worse movies I've seen this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I don't know how much money this movie will make, by the way.
I know, I am
That's
kinda
the thing is that
curious.
it does feel like this, it's this big horror movie that they're pushing, but Wolfman made pennies.
Oh, that was a question I was going to ask you guys.
Oh, what?
Now that we've reached at least 3 iterations or reinventions or revamping of classic Universal monster movies, we can also count Frankenstein. So if we do, we say 4.
Okay.
We had Lee Whannell's The Invisible Man and Lee Whannell's Wolfman, and now we've had Lee Cronin's, a lot of Lees out there.
A lot of leaves.
Lee Cronin's The Mummy. That's 3.
And then
GDT's Frankenstein, which is
I would also add The Bride.
I think The Bride is maybe a more appropriate one.
I think we
to
should
put
rank
here.
the 5.
Oh,
the
all
5.
5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're all reiterations of classic Universal monster movies.
They
so-
are. Frankenstein sticks out though because it's not contemporary. Like it's still set in the time frame it was originally written.
The
in, where
Bride
the rest
isn't.
of these.
Well,
That's
yeah, The
true.
Bride
Yeah.
is different
It
time
is,
frame.
that's
It's still
true.
a period piece.
That's
It's a
true.
period piece, but not
Okay, okay.
contemporary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But just to, round out the list.
Yeah, we might as well.
So The Bride of Frankenstein. Let's get the clip. Make sure we got the clip for the Instagram
Okay.
because people are going to want to yell at us.
Yeah.
We now have 5 reiterations and revampings of classic Universal monster movies. Lee Whannell's The Invisible Man, Lee Whannell's The Wolfman, Lee Cronin's The Mummy, GDT's Frankenstein, and Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How would we rank these 5 new modern monster movies?
Ooh.
I think this is pretty easy, for being honest. Wait a
Let's
minute.
hear it then.
Yeah. Go first. Then.
Yeah.
Well, I think number 1 is very clear and easy.
Yeah.
So
Yes, I
in
agree.
last,
Well,
I would
not-
say
Not for everyone. There are a lot of GDT's Frankenstein
That's
heads
true.
out
Oh,
there.
That's
okay.
true.
5, I will say, is Lee Wanels,
You're silly.
the Wolfman.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's 5. 4, I'll say, is Lee Cronin,
Whoa.
the Mummy. 3, I'll say, is Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride, which maybe that's the hot take. I could see it swapped lower, but I think at least there's a swing there, and I appreciate the swing there.
Okay.
At 2, GDT's Frankenstein, and at 1, and this is a huge gap
Yeah.
between 1 and the rest of them, but 1 is Lee Whannell's The Invisible Man,
Okay.
Yeah.
which I think is like by and far an incredible movie.
Yeah.
My
Who's
ranking
got
is
theirs?
different.
Oh, okay,
what
so
is
it's yours.
yours?
It's basically the same.
Oh, okay.
I would go Lee Whannell's The Wolfman at the bottom, then Lee Cronin's The Mummy, then I would do GDT's Frankenstein,
Ooh.
and then I would actually put Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride above it.
Wow.
Whoa.
Maybe don't post
Stewie,
this.
make me a martyr.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
And then at 1, I would put Lee Whannell's The Invisible Man. But it is, I think The Invisible Man is like a truly great movie.
Yeah.
God knows what happened to what they were doing with Lee Whannell between that and Wolfman.
And the Wolfman.
But yeah, I agree with you that there's a big like quality drop off.
Okay.
Clara?
Clara.
Mine is also pretty similar, but a little bit different.
Oh,
I would put Lee Cronin's The Mummy in last.
Okay.
okay.
I would then put Lee Whannell's Wolfman because my argument is like that's not a good movie either, but they're doing stuff that's a little.
You
more
did. I remember you. I think were the
Yeah.
most like
Yeah.
charmed by that.
I
Yeah.
was more charmed
There's
by
more
that.
focus in the Wolfman. And I think I
Yeah.
might appreciate
Yeah.
that more.
That's the thing, and like it's taking some bigger swings in terms of like what it's showing us that are unique and like genuinely interesting. So it's like
It's fair.
I like the Wolfman more than the Mummy. Then I would do The Bride in third. Then I would do Frankenstein. And then I agree there is a pretty considerable gap between Frankenstein and then I would do Lee Whannell's The Invisible Man at number 1.
Good movie,
Wow.
that Invisible Man.
Man,
Oh,
that's
it's
a
so
great
good.
movie.
That's like textbook. Here's how you put this in like modern
Right.
era
Yeah.
adaptation. Oh, it's so good.
Oh,
Yeah.
What happened, man?
I don't
know.
we really thought that was going to be the start of a line of
I
bangers.
really did. I was like, oh, we're in
Yeah.
for like a lot of great adaptations of these classic movies.
It is funny that the most effective one here is the one where the monster is invisible and literally like you can't see him.
But it's
True.
playing on modern fears, you know? Like he had
Yes.
the foresight to be like, let me really recontextualize this in a way that will be effective. Why are we not
Yeah.
doing that with all of these? I don't know.
I know.
It's always
have
just
no
like my
idea.
family. It's like too broad.
I love the focus of the Invisible Man.
Yeah.
And it still like manages to be very scary,
Mhm.
very intense, shocking, deep, profound
Man.
at times.
Yeah.
Great performances. Like Elizabeth Moss in
Yeah.
that movie is
great.
just
so good.
out of this world.
Some great action sequences.
Oh, yeah.
Great,
the
yeah,
action
really
in that movie-
memorable.
Dude, the police
Yeah.
station scene is
Oh, it's so
crazy.
cool.
It's really good. Yeah.
We should have watched that movie.
We should watch that movie.
We do have an episode on the Patreon.
We
Oh, yeah,
do.
you
We
do.
did.
Yeah.
We had a great time with that one.
Hell yeah.
All right. That is the end of our episode on Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Before we end, as usual, we're going to segue over to our Q&A portion of the podcast. If you're new here, at the end of every public episode, we ask a question for you to answer on YouTube and or Spotify and or Instagram stories. This episode's question, pretty easy. What is a horror movie that disappointed you? And what's a horror movie that surprised you? Let us know both. That way we can read both. We can the good and the bad, the sad and the happy.
Yeah.
So let us know. YouTube, Spotify, Instagram stories. Only one of those places if you can. There's no reason to put comments in all three
Yeah.
or two. Just we'll see it and we'll write it down. Whether we read it, it's a different story, but no need to comment in all three. That does not up your chances, by the way.
Yeah, peace and love, but when I catch duplicates, I'm only writing down one. And
Peace and love.
peace and love.
but
I'm
yeah.
writing these down by hand, so maybe just do it once.
Just do it one time. Other than that, last week for what did we talk about last week?
We talked about the drama.
The drama.
The drama. We asked, I was really hesitant about this question.
I know,
and
but it
we
was
got
a great-
ton
I think
of
It's a
great
great
answers.
question.
I know
Yeah.
it's it's fun doing little niche things.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
yeah, egg on my face. I was wrong. We asked the question, what is your favorite wedding scene in a movie in honor of the drama? And we got a lot of great answers, and we're going to read some of those today.
Yay.
Yeah.
Clara starts off today.
Oh, okay. Tate Fowler Esquire says Barbossa marrying Will and Elizabeth while steering a ship and dueling fish monsters during a maelstrom in Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We got a couple of the pirates answers, yeah.
And
makes sense.
as we should, because that is a deeply romantic, awesome wedding scene.
It's a good one. Sid, what do you got?
Laura E. Wimmer says The Princess Bride, and then puts in quotes, love, true love will follow you forever.
I love that the few people who did write Princess Bride
all did that.
Yeah, you
all
have
did
to.
that.
You have to.
You do.
It was awesome.
Oh, that's funny. Let's see. Muffin514 said, I love you, man. Letters on the Menjay. That's a good one. That's a really
I was
funny
like,
one.
oh, Joe will really appreciate that one.
That one's great because, well, you have to watch the movie.
It's a great movie.
It's a good wedding scene. I
Yeah.
like it a lot.
Renner says, my big fat Greek wedding is top tier.
Yeah,
it playfully and lovingly explores tradition and culture with a charming lead couple. I intensely root for Tula's growth every time. This isn't just about Ian. She is breaking into a lifestyle that energizes her. The drama's Charlie should have put some Windex on his struggles.
I like that. I like
Perfect
that.
shout. My Big Fat Greek Wedding is like arguably like the perfect rom-com.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy to say at all.
Okay. I lost what I was gonna. Oh, Nathaniel Gordy says, sort of just movies that have weddings in them, but The Sound of Music and The Master. And that is okay. I phrased the question on Instagram, favorite movie wedding.
Yes.
Not favorite wedding movie.
Yeah.
It could have been, just one wedding scene. And I think those are both great answers.
Yeah, really good shouts.
Anthony said, slight spoilers, by the way, for the hit TV show Game of Thrones.
Okay, everyone.
Oh,
So if you haven't seen Game of
that's
Thrones,
fucked up.
I know.
I know what
entire
they
show.
put down.
I died when they put this. I was like, this is great.
Anthony said, not a movie, but can I say the Red Wedding? Such a jaw-dropping moment that made waves on social media.
Yeah.
That's
I
true,
mean,
though.
yeah.
Kim, there are a lot of weddings gone wrong in these. That's such
Yeah.
an insane way to put that when you're talking about the red wedding. But
I know.
I know. That's awesome.
yeah.
I did not watch the Red Wedding in real time, by the way.
Oh, really?
I wasn't watching Game of Thrones. I didn't tune into Game of Thrones until like the second to last season, third to last season.
wow.
I didn't either. Yeah,
late.
I think
Oh,
it was
guys.
literally before season 8. I remember I was in my sophomore year dorm room
Oh
and
my God.
binged all of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I think I tuned in season 6 or 5.
Wow.
So, but I had heard about the Red Wedding, but didn't know exactly what that
You just
meant.
knew it was like crazy.
Yeah, and I also didn't know when it was going to occur.
Right.
But when it happened, then I knew
Yeah.
what I was watching. And wow, what a great episode that was.
Yeah, that's a great
Wow, so
episode.
good. It actually might have influenced TV in a negative way, in my opinion.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's a fair
It's a
read.
theory.
Why? Because everyone's
Okay.
gunning for their red wedding moment.
Yeah.
I think too many shows wanted to recreate a red wedding moment.
Yeah.
I
Just
agree.
Don't know if it works all
Yeah.
the time.
My turn?
Yep.
Okay. Foxy Lover 777 says The Little Mermaid has my favorite wedding scene because all the animals beat the shit out of Ozempic Ursula. And the priest has a boner. They don't make them like
This
they
is
used
true.
to.
This is true. Wow. Thank you
hell?
so much
That's
for that
funny.
comment.
Thank you, Foxy Lover 777.
That's funny. Cora H says, Ready or Not or Corpse Bride? I haven't seen Ready or Not 2 yet because I'm scared of being disappointed, but I've dressed up as both the Corpse Bride and Grace from Ready or Not for Halloween and ate down both times, if I do say so myself.
Hell
That's
yeah.
cool.
Hell yeah.
Those are great costumes.
Great costumes. Great. And in the new one, it's the same thing. So you're not going to be disappointed by the costume, at least.
Yeah, I think if anything, you'll love it. Maybe
has
even a little
more blood.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even more blood. Let's see here. Lupe said, About Time has one of the best wedding scenes. So funny and romantic. I know it's not movie related, but I also have to mention The Office. Jim and Pam's wedding scene. Love everyone dancing. So darn cute. I just rewatched this episode.
Oh,
It was so good.
it's such a good
Aw.
episode.
It's so cute.
I love The Office.
It's a good scene.
Yeah, and
Okay.
About Time is a really good
Oh,
show.
and About
too.
Time. It's
About
also really
Time, their wedding is like so romantic.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, let's see. TCGLKN
Wow.
letters says Peter Cook performing the wedding in The Princess Bride is a hilarious wedding scene, but I think my favorite would be Anakin and Padme getting married in Attack of the Clones.
Oh,
that's a
wow.
good
See,
one.
and that's like a perfect example of like something I would have never thought would get shouted out, but it got several shouts, and I'm like, that's genius. That's
That's
such a good
awesome.
scene.
Wow. Matt Souls says the wedding in Shrek going straight to I'm a Believer is iconic. Also want to shout out something very bad is going to happen for some amazing wedding horror though. Yeah, that's the new show on
Netflix.
Netflix that actually I think people are liking, no?
Yes,
I've heard
things.
it's good. I've heard it's good. Takes a second to get into when I would have been told though.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kate said Sex in the City, the movie, forever an iconic wedding.
Oh
the
my
behind the scenes
God.
pictures of SJP, Sarah Jessica Parker, hitting Chris North with a bouquet on the streets of New York.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yes.
her story.
Yes, yes, and Charlotte going, no.
Oh, it's so good.
No.
Yeah. When Mr. Big tries to approach her. Oh, it's good.
Oh my God, that's a phenomenal wedding scene. Good
Yeah.
shout. Okay, I'm trying to pick which one of these I want to read because it got several. Let's see. Okay, this is fun. Love Tinkerbella says the dream sequence wedding from Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1, it still haunts me. And I like this distinction because it's not their actual wedding.
No,
it's
yeah,
Bella's
yeah.
nightmare where she's become a vampire and drinks everyone's blood at the wedding. It's
No, Bella.
awesome.
No,
That's a
Bella,
good answer.
no.
Bella, what have you done, Loca?
You're so sexy, Don't drink everyone's blood. Let's see. Mallows says Moonrise Kingdom. I hope whoever marries me one day is chill with blowing our entire wedding budget on getting Jason Schwartzman to officiate.
Oh, I love that.
Let's see. There's so many to choose from. I'm trying to read a different one we haven't read yet. I'll have to read this one because this was the number one answer. And
Okay.
we haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
Catherine Chang said, the wedding scene from Crazy Rich Asians, it's breathtaking and always makes me tear up. Between Keena Grannis' cover of Can't Help Falling in Love, the bride walking on a flower petal-lined stream, and Rachel and Nick looking lovingly at each other, I'm a mess every time.
Aw,
Me too,
yeah.
Catherine.
Yeah.
Me too.
Not a
Fucking good.
surprising number one answer
No,
at all.
not at all.
Everyone
No.
loves that scene.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
I mean, it's phenomenal.
yeah.
Hervey Bay Film says the whole wedding montage in Honora swept me away. And Phantom Thread, such a deeply romantic film. Good shouts.
I
Yeah.
don't even remember the wedding in Phantom Thread.
I
haven't seen the movie in a
I know, I need to
while,
rewatch
guess.
Phantom
I don't
Thread.
think it's them getting married,
No.
is it?
No, I think
I don't
it's
think it
just
is.
a wedding, maybe.
Oh.
Dang, it's been a second.
We need to,
I gotta
we need to
rewatch
rewatch
Phantom Thread then.
I
Thread.
know.
Oh, well.
It's time.
Darn.
Darn. Oh, is it your turn, Sid?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
you
sorry,
have one you
I
want to
got
read?
I forgot about this one.
I'll be quick. Rinzing says Honora literally feels like I'm flying in that moment.
That's a great shout.
I just read another.
Yeah,
it's
Clara
said
just had one
Honora.
that said Honora.
Oh, maybe it didn't click with me because I was reading a different one.
You were thinking
Oh,
about
man.
Phantom Thread. Yeah,
Honora's
Honora is
good.
what
Yeah.
Honora is one that came to my mind really quickly when we thought of this answer because it is. I mean, you really do feel like you're
Yeah.
flying watching that
It's
scene.
so
That's a great way to
good.
put it. Yeah.
Oh,
Downtown Vegas, not the strip. If you want to
Not the
recreate
strip.
that scene, it's in downtown Vegas. Let's see. Brandon Murray, 24, said the Iron Claw. I love the little jig they do.
oh yeah.
That's great. I love
One
that
little
scene.
moment of happiness in a deeply sad movie.
We got a couple Iron Claw. I didn't realize that. That's
The
cool.
Iron Claw's
Oh,
a great show.
interesting.
Let's see. Ludwig Nietzsche says the ruined wedding at the beginning of Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. Kira was aura farming.
What?
That's a
How many
great
weddings
show,
are
too.
there?
Well, there's that film opens with like slow-mo rain. It's super moody, and Kira's like at the altar ready to be married, and William can't come because
Oh,
they're
wow.
trying to arrest him. Oh, it's so good. Great movie.
Oh,
Sid?
it's my turn. Sorry. 12 Angry Women says, I'm going to go with Ella Enchanted. That's such a nostalgic comfort movie for me. And the wedding scene is so fun with all the mythical creatures as the guests and the Don't Go Breaking My Heart number. Also, totally different vibe, but The Godfather.
Oh, very
Those are good
different vibe.
answers.
Yeah, I like that.
But it's a good answer.
Mm.
Let's see. Neil Karen said both of my favorite weddings are funny ones. That's My Boy is always a funny one. And also Princess Bride solely for the priest saying, to love.
Yeah. Carlos C. Calderon says, Corpse Bride, Corpse Bride, Corpse Bride. Love those dead freaks. And then did zombie emojis and heart emojis.
That's a good one.
Cole is a nice dude says +1 with Jack Quaid and Maya
I love
Erskine is
+1.
really
Love +1.
underrated. That was a cute little movie, yeah.
That's a super fun movie.
Evie said, I love the wedding in The Princess and the Frog. So beautiful, and Tiana is my favorite Disney princess. Also, just want to note that because of the drama's marketing, people might be leaving theaters, not because the subject matter is too controversial, but because it's too triggering for someone who's been affected by a mass shooting. I found it too much for me, and others probably felt the same. So maybe just people taking care of themselves. Love the show. Thank you, guys. Good
Thank you,
point out.
Evie.
Yeah,
That's a great
very
point.
good
I
point.
appreciate that.
Totally
insight.
fair.
Yeah,
Very fair.
very fair. Yui Tace says the wedding from Palm Springs was a disaster, but it'll never be forgotten.
Yeah,
True.
never
We watched
forget.
that wedding a lot.
That's a good one. Palm Springs.
Chili Charlie R says The Incredibles, a short scene but surprising and a fun intro to the characters.
Let's see. Jaden Kanan, N6R, said, I admit I'm not as high on Honor as everyone else, but the last 20 minutes of that movie made me feel so deeply that I think it's winning my pick. I think this one was interpreted as
interesting.
best movie with a wedding.
Oh, wedding
Yes.
movie. Yeah, I
Yes.
see. Okay.
Or wedding movie, yeah.
That makes sense.
I've been seeing people repost the ending of that movie a few times. Not the ending, the moment where she confronts his parents and she has to sign
Oh,
away
really?
the annulment.
Oh,
I've seen that
see.
reposted a few different times.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder
That's
why.
interesting.
I don't know, probably because it's awesome.
Yeah, probably 'cause it
Well,
rules.
yeah.
Okay, I'll do these two rapid fire because they're both very short. They just named the movie. Nathan Bed and I think it's CXNT. I think it's supposed to say cunt. Graham.
Oh.
Rat face cunt.
Oh my god.
That's what she said in the movie.
I know.
That's in the movie, everyone. That's from Evil.
I know.
That's from Evil Dead. No, it's from The Mummy. Lee Cronin's The Mummy. So I was gonna say Evil Dead Rise.
Evil Dead Mummy.
Evil Dead Mummy. It's
Yes.
from Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
Good reference.
I'm not calling anyone that.
Okay, Graham and Nathan both said 27 Dresses, which is
Oh,
a
yeah,
great
yeah, yeah.
shout.
Very
That's a
good
lot of
shout.
weddings in it too.
That was
Mm-hmm.
Is that the movie with
Katherine Heigl.
and James Marsden?
Mm-hmm.
Is it where they dance on the karaoke bar or the bar?
What is the song?
To
I think it's Come On Eileen.
no,
It's the other one. Sweet Caroline.
No, it's
no,
not that.
What is it?
It's Elton John's Benny and the Jets.
Benny and the Jets.
Oh.
yes.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Man,
Were
that's
there
a fun
any
movie.
Bride Wars answers?
There
There's
were
a couple
Oh,
Bride Wars
yeah, I
ones,
love
yeah.
Bride Wars.
It's your turn.
let's
You want to
see.
read one?
It's hard to control F on my phone, but I have one I was going to read anyways. Vince Lobiondo says, Kill Bill. I don't care. I'm counting it.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
course.
Of course.
You should count it.
Absolutely.
It's a great answer.
Yeah.
Did anyone see the whole bloody affair besides me?
I did.
No, I did not.
Yeah. What'd you
You
think?
saw it? Oh, I thought it was great. I
Yeah,
really
I
like
did too.
seeing it as like a cohesive story.
So did
Cool.
I. So
It
did I.
was really
Hell
good.
yeah.
And I always forget how like great the wedding scene is. Like the scenes in the chapel, how good those are.
Mm.
My turn, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's see here. I will say Caitlin528 said Finnick and Annie's wedding in Mockingjay.
Aw.
Oh,
I
wow.
don't remember that one.
It's near it's at, like the very beginning of the movie, basically.
Okay.
It's
okay.
sweet.
I know who the characters are, and I can see it in my head, kinda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Sanchez Ojalvo says, Wild Tales. Little did I know that Argentinian weddings are as batshit crazy as portrayed here.
Interesting.
Wild Tales is awesome. Have you guys seen that?
No.
Oh, it's so great. It's an Argentinian like anthology film and it's super fun.
Oh, cool. Huh. Okay. Let's see. Chloe Johnson 26 says Mamma Mia is a forever fave of mine.
Mm.
That is kind of like immediately
We got
springs
a
to mind
couple
with
good Mamma Mia
weddings,
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brianna Labadie. Okay. Mary Jane through New York City in her wedding dress at the end of Spider-Man 2 is cinema to me.
Oh
me
my
too, me
God,
too, me
wow.
too. Oh,
Good
that's a
shout.
perfect shout.
Very good one.
Oh, I love that one. Carmen Sandiego says,
Carmen Sandiego.
Yes.
Where in the world are you?
The-
The Carmen Sandiego?
they said, my best friend's wedding. Unhinged premise, but I loved it as a child.
Yeah.
That's a fun shout.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see. What did I just? Oh, the film Fatale says Crazy Rich Asians, but also shout out to Sam's wedding in Lord of the Rings and Elizabeth / Will in Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh my God, Sam's wedding, a little Shire wedding, so lovely.
Yeah.
Quincy Q said Twilight is my fave, but I also love 13 Going on 30, Sound of Music, and Princess Diaries 2.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Those are all really good.
Very good.
Joey Hannah says Rosie and Sam in Lord of the Rings. Shout out Kip and LaFonda.
Oh, Kip and
LaFonda
LaFonda, Napoleon
from Napoleon
Dynamite.
Oh,
That's like
interesting.
the post-credit
funny.
scene of the movie
Yes.
too. It's like not even, you have to wait
wow.
till the
Yeah.
or mid-credit, one of them.
But I got a couple shouts and I was like,
That's
that's awesome. That's really awesome.
Napoleon riding up with like, his like shirt unbuttoned
Oh
on
my
the
God,
horse. That's pretty great.
yes.
Oh, it's a good one. Not even thinking about that one. All right, go ahead, Sid.
Jesse Carmona says Bride Wars. I loved the plot of this movie as a kid, and I feel like it still really holds up.
Mm.
Yeah, I think a good movie about like female friendship.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen it in many years, but it was
It's been a
No,
while
yeah.
for me as well. Ryan Cool 2 said Crazy Rich Asians is up there for sure, but shout out to the fake wedding and rental family too.
Oh,
That was a good scene.
I love that
I thought you said
scene.
Rental Family too, like there was a sequel.
As well, rental family as well.
Aw.
Two rental, two family.
That's
Rental
funny.
Family Resurrection.
Wow, that's a yeah. I like that shout a lot.
Rental family rise.
Oh my God. Okay.
Lee Cronin's Rental Family.
Oh my God.
Maybe I do feel bad for him.
No, that's the thing. That's what sucks. Is like
It
it
is
was
because
put
when you're
upon
making
him.
something like and be like, no, guys, it's not like that.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not like
trust
his
me,
ego was like, let me make sure everyone knows
Yeah.
my name. It was the studio's like,
It's
this will
just
be
for
cool.
marketing.
But now you know the next movie he's gonna make, like it's gonna like come up as a joke. Like, why isn't it called Lee Cronin?
He'll get a
Yeah.
ghost director. So he
How am I
doesn't have
supposed to know who made it?
Oh, poor
Oh,
Lee
poor guy.
Cronin.
That's
Okay.
funny.
It's my turn.
Yes.
Okay.
it is, yeah.
Not T. Shelby says the movie is messy, but the wedding at the end of the 5-year engagement is sweet. I haven't seen that.
Oh,
I've not seen
me
that
either.
as well.
Ooh,
Interesting.
Thank you for the shout.
Noelle Osagi says Rugrats in Paris when Chucky finally gets his new mom. That's like it was such a good shout.
That's
Oh
a
my
good one.
God.
That's
Yeah, I like
really
it a lot.
cute. Yeah.
Love that.
Let's see. Ella Scold said Peter and Juliet's in Love Actually, and Rocky and Adrian.
God.
Wow. Rocky and Adrian.
Oh my God, Rocky and Adrian are.
He carries her all the way home to his apartment.
I'm gonna cry. Don't talk about them.
Rocky too. It's so great.
Oh, they're perfect.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. Lip Fun Time says Gru and Lucy from Despicable Me 2.
Oh.
Hell
Aw,
yeah.
cute.
That's fun.
Banana.
Well, they sing the minions sing a version of I Swear during their wedding.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I
they're
do not remember that.
Banana.
Oh yeah, I do remember that now. Jesus Christ.
Potato.
Exactly.
Oh, those guys.
This is for you guys, but I actually think this is a great answer.
Oh.
Zaxkr says this may be a stretch, but in Mission Impossible 3, when Ethan and Julia get married in the hospital,
Yay!
that
yes,
counts.
that's a
yes,
really
yes,
good
yes.
one.
Oh,
Really
that
good
was
shout.
sweet.
Oh my God, I
Wow.
love my movie.
Too bad they don't end up
So?
together. That's all right.
Huh?
Was that a
Oh.
spoiler?
Yes.
Not really. Those movies are so old now. Come on. We've passed the threshold.
They're not
Okay.
that old.
When did 4
Post
come out?
2000.
2014?
That's like 2
yeah.
days ago.
Literally
if
a decade
only-
ago.
Over a decade
Yeah,
ago,
over a
unfortunately.
decade.
Okay, my last one. We'll do one more round.
Okay.
Let's see here. Shareable Texas says, I know it's not a wedding, but the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
That got several
Oh
shots.
my god,
Several
that's,
shouts.
that's
Yeah.
such a good one. What? That's
Yeah,
funny.
several
It's very
shots.
funny. Literally not a wedding.
Do Crime says, not a movie, but Louis and Lestat's wedding in quotes, at the end of Interview with the Vampires pilot is just, and then it's the pinched fingers
Wow.
emoji. That
Okay.
is a great, like, metaphorical shout. I love
Good
that.
one.
Cool.
I was going to also do a TV show. LV Sweatpants says, not a movie, sorry, but every wedding episode in succession.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's some really good ones in that show.
Yeah.
God, that show was so good.
That was a great show.
you watched that yet, Sid?
I tried.
Oh, don't you?
Sid.
Don't give me the I tried.
I did. I really gave it the old college try. I got most of the way through season 1.
College try implies that you didn't try hard.
Yeah, that
Oh.
is what that means.
I gave it not a college try. I gave it a real try.
Okay.
I could have forced myself to watch more, but I don't know. I just wasn't feeling
clicking.
compelled. It wasn't
All
clicking.
right.
Yeah.
Hey.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's okay.
Different folks,
happens.
different strokes, I guess. It's
Yeah.
fine.
There you go.
All right, that concludes our Q&A section. For recap, unsurprisingly, Crazy Rich Asians led the mention count with 29 mentions. About Time and Twilight, 12 mentions. Mamma Mia, Pirates, 9 mentions. Anora, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, Princess Bride, 7 mentions. And Shrek and Attack of the Clones with 6 mentions. There we go.
Wow.
And that wraps up the Q&A section. Remember, for next week, we are asking a horror movie that disappointed you and a horror movie that surprised you. Let us know each, and that we'll try to read those next week.
Sweet.
On the pod next week, we have... Oh, what are we doing?
Well, this week we're doing best movie in the world.
Yes. So this week, this episode comes out. We have not a draft yet. We just have our normal chit chat Monday episode, and then on Wednesday we are covering the best movie to come out in the 2020s. That is the Michael Gracie film Better Man.
Michael Gracie's Better Man.
Michael Gracie's Better Man.
Michael Gracie's Better Man.
Robbie Williams' Better Man.
We are covering that on Wednesday. We are so pumped. I'm so
Yeah.
excited to watch it
I'm
again.
really
I'm so
excited.
excited.
It's gonna be a good time. That's
So
this
good,
week,
dude.
and then next week on the pod we have those figures. We do, right?
We do have
do.
that. We have our
Michael.
public episode, which is going to be on Michael.
That's right, Michael.
Which is
Oh
why
my
we're doing
God.
Better Man.
Yeah.
We're doing some musical biopics this month.
I'm seeing Michael on Tuesday.
Yes, you are.
Wow. Have fun.
I don't know how I feel about it.
I
right
think
now.
it's going to be literally exactly what we think it's going to be.
I think
Going to
you're
be
right.
very populist,
Yeah,
probably not the best made film, and it will make $1 billion.
it's
Yeah.
gonna make a lot of money. That's
It'll be
for
an
sure.
interesting conversation.
So Michael's next week,
And
a
our-
draft next week,
Yeah.
and then we have
Our Remy's choice of the
which
month.
is La La Land.
La La
Wow.
Land.
So good week
Uh-oh.
for pod.
Mhm.
And if you didn't see Lee Cronin's The Mummy, but listen to this conversation anyway, well, thank you for sticking around this long.
Hi.
Other movies did come out.
Mhm.
I saw Mother Mary.
Yes.
Good
Yes.
movie.
I'm going to see that either today or tomorrow.
I might go
liked it.
tonight. But man, anyone who lives in Boston with me, it is not. It is playing at every theater except for the Boston Common AMC, which I'm like
That's
so
weird.
perplexed by.
It's very
It's like
strange.
inverse limited release.
Yeah, I liked it. It is going to be an interesting reaction from people in this one. I think people may not love it, but if you are familiar with Lowry's work, it is a little bit slower, a little bit more methodical, but I think it's worth it.
Slower and more methodical than Lowry's other work.
No, I think it's as
Yeah.
slow as
Oh,
methodical.
you mean like his work generally?
generally is more
Yeah.
slow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
Which
oh
is
my
great.
God.
I don't think it's any slower than like
That's
Green
interesting
Knight
because
or-
it seems
or
like because it
Ghost
is
Story.
this sort of like pop star film. You would think it's a little
Yeah,
But
that's
it's
my
very
fear.
limited location.
It is taking place like in one place the
Yeah.
entire time,
Interesting.
and like
Okay.
cutting to like performances here and
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
But my fears with the marketing is that it was presenting like this big,
right,
Like the moment.
pop spectacle.
like it's like
thing.
Smile
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Oh,
it's
no.
not.
David
but
Lowery's Smile too.
I think it's cool. I think it's a really cool movie.
Is
What else came out?
The Green Knight still your favorite of his?
Yes, Green Knight's still there, but Mother Mary very good.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, you watched another thing that came out this week.
Balls Up.
You
Yeah,
watched
you
Balls
did.
Up.
Don't watch it, guys.
I'll shout out my two beloved little indies. Mile End Kicks is out on
It
limited
is.
release this weekend, and Blue Heron is out this weekend on limited release, and you guys should be seeking them out if you can.
Over Your Dead Body is out this week.
No, I think it's next week.
Okay, next week.
Yeah, they
Is
did
this-
an early fan thing on Wednesday.
Okay.
Did Normal come out this weekend?
Normal
Yeah.
is
came
out.
out.
And you've seen that?
I like Normal. I think that's another movie where people are going to go in assuming it's John Wick Nobody clone, and it has shades of that, but it's a little bit not that. It's more of a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it, but I think if you're walking in with that expectation, you will probably be disappointed by it.
Okay.
So don't do
Also,
that.
It came out limited last weekend, but The Christophers is now out, and I do want to. Michaela Cole's got 2 movies in theaters right now.
Two movies
The
in
Christophers
theaters.
and Mother Mary, which is
Love
awesome.
the
'cause she's the best.
Christophers.
Yeah, check it out. Great movie.
Oh, and this weekend, Roommates came out on Netflix. That's directed by Chandler Levick, who also directed Mile and
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
So she has 2 movies out today too.
I've heard things about roommates.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That's none of my business.
Don't know
Mile
anything
and
I don't want
about
to
Kicks
it.
is
hear
very
that.
good.
Mile and Kicks is very good.
And last but not least, the Pit finale happened on Thursday.
We watched it and it was
So
great.
big.
Yeah,
It was so
I watched
good.
it as well.
Yeah.
God, that was fucking awesome. I had to watch it after The Mummy. I was like,
Yeah.
I need a palate
That's what
cleanser.
I did too.
Cleanse
I
the
was like, oh,
palate.
this is the perfect way to resolve a terrible day of movie watching and baseball.
I respect everyone's opinion, but Pit haters, I will never understand.
I don't get you.
I'm
I
with
don't
you.
understand it
Yeah.
because I thought it was phenomenal.
God, it was so good.
I don't want to spoil it. We'll talk about it maybe on the Patreon
Maybe
side.
someday, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's the end of the episode. Everyone, thank you for being here. Have a wonderful day, night, weekend, and we will see you guys next time.
Goodbye, listeners.
Bye-bye.